A sinister otherworldly entity is claiming the lives of the residents of a building. Don't miss out. A force that the psychics will encounter for the first time in the project's history. This is Psychic Investigations, a channel of true and astonishing stories. Here, people who call themselves clairvoyants investigate high-profile criminal cases and enigmatic mystical anomalies. We received a plea from 30-year-old Tetiana Andrushko. On May 27th, her mother-in-law, Genya, suddenly passed away. The woman was electrocuted while doing laundry. However, Tetiana still doesn't understand how it happened, as the washing machine wasn't operating when she found her body.
We were all shocked.
Genya was only 50 years old. She had two grown sons, Andriy and Serhiy. She lived with her elder son, Andriy, his wife Tetiana, and their 3-year-old daughter, Masha. Her younger son moved in with his wife's parents after getting married.
We were a family. She always referred to me as her daughter.
At the time, Tetiana was in the final month of pregnancy with her second daughter. Genya was looking forward to the birth of the baby, but never saw her granddaughter.
I felt very unwell upon hearing the news. I immediately called the doctor, and she told me to come to the hospital to prevent premature labor.
On the last day of her life, Genya was at the family's country house with her relatives, tidying up the house and yard after winter.
I was sorting potatoes. My sister was in the garden and she was doing laundry.
Even to this day, we can't come to terms with it. She knew how to use the washing machine. Besides, we'd only purchased it before Easter. It was brand new, made of plastic, so it couldn't electrocute anyone. And she even finished with the machine and put the laundry in a basin. So, where the electricity came from, I don't know.
The police who arrived at the scene could only confirm the death of Genya Andrushko. According to forensic medical reports, death occurred due to an electric shock.
Tetiana can't believe that this was just an unfortunate accident. She's convinced it's the result of some negative magical influence.
Before it happened, I had a feeling of someone watching me through the small window in the door and walking around the kitchen, as if someone had come for her or something.
Moreover, Tetiana says her mother-in-law had a premonition of an early death. Genya claimed to see an unknown entity and was seeking to meet with the psychics.
Genya wanted the psychics to visit to us.
However, Genya never got the chance to speak to them.
We also want the psychics to come to us.
Clairvoyants Olena Kurilova and Olga Kalinova took on the case.
I went into a small shop and this figurine caught my attention. It contained spruce, pine, walnut, and ash. When I held it in my hands, I had a vision. I saw myself and Olena in a strange room. There was a lot of blood around us and an inexplicable smell. I bought the figurine and immediately called Olena.
I knew it was a sign.
The psychics head to meet Tetiana, who is already waiting for them. After learning that the clairvoyants were coming, Genya's entire family gathered outside. They too don't believe it was an accident.
Hello.
Hello.
Thank you for coming. My mother-in-law died. She was electrocuted. The official version is that it was an accident, but I don't believe it and think there's magic involved. Please come in.
We need to tune in.
Tetiana's mother-in-law spent most of her time in the room where the clairvoyants are now working.
When the coin fell, I realized it wasn't a coincidence. It was a sign. It seemed to point to a place of significance. But what kind? And where was the place?
I don't feel well. I need air. This happens to me when the energy feels like it does at a cemetery. I need outside.
I'm also finding it challenging to work. For some reason, the informational field is closed. I feel a lot of inexplicable fear here.
It's as if my heart is working twice as hard, this trembling sensation. This happens when a place is oversaturated with energy. Some forces don't want us here.
My goodness.
I felt a sense of impending death.
What does that mean?
It seems like there was fear leading up to what happened.
What are the psychics talking about? Did Genya really sense her imminent death?
Genya was plagued by fears. Before her death, there was an energy surge coming from below, like a volcano erupting.
In the room where you were, the laminate was torn up, along with the concrete on the floor.
That's the exact spot where my coin fell.
Yes, at the very spot where the coin fell, the floor burst.
I had a terrifying vision. As if the earth split open and something shriveled, shaggy, and very frightening emerged straight from the abyss. At that moment, I didn't understand what it was.
Could the entity the clairvoyant saw be linked to Genya's death? But what is it, and how is it connected?
Let's start with Genya. She was a very kind person.
I see 2 sons, but she always dreamed of having a daughter. For her, you were like her own.
Yes.
She cared for you. She helped you with the baby, so you could rest.
You loved her very much.
Yes.
She loved you deeply.
Oh, God.
I looked at her photograph while she was alive. Her aura, her energy. It felt like a dense black fog, sticky, viscous, and full of holes. It was punctured in many places.
And the most damage was near her chest. There was an otherworldly cold right here, near her heart. She was wearing something, like a talisman or amulet. But it was definitely dark magic.
Something used to bind the wrists and feet of the deceased.
Yes, she told me about it.
In magic, bindings are used. Those ropes that tie the hands and feet of the deceased. It's terrifying and powerful magic. These enchanted ropes were what Genya wore close to her heart.
This is horrifying. But why would she wear ropes from a corpse?
She asked someone knowledgeable to do something to bring profit to her work. She wanted to attract money.
She came back, took out these ropes, and said she had visited a woman. It was to help her business, and the woman told her to wear them near her heart.
Genya had worked at the market for 2 years, selling food. Recently, business hadn't been going well, few customers, low earnings, so she decided to improve her financial situation through magic.
And it worked. She got the money, but not for long.
This must never be done under any circumstances. Because by wearing items from the deceased, especially those imbued with magic, you bind yourself to death forever. You allow dark forces to control your life, money, actions, and everything else.
You must understand and remember, if you're given something, you'll inevitably have to give something in return.
Were these ropes the cause of her death?
I'm not entirely sure. It's just a connecting link. A thread. A rope that tied her to some mighty, immense dark force.
The true cause is much deeper. I see someone near her in her final moments.
A nightmare. Does this mean Genya's death wasn't an accident? Was she killed?
It's not human, but a demon. It's short and it emits a putrid smell. It has something like fur or a hide. And it's shaggy.
Oh, God.
It's an entity.
What is it?
I don't know. I've never seen anything like it. Periodically, behind Tatiana, I saw this repulsive figure, either human or animal. But it was impossible to understand at the time. At one point, it came very close to her and I felt it snarl, its jaws. I realized it was ready to attack. But as soon as I began describing the creature, it disappeared.
So terrifying. Could Tatiana also be in mortal danger? And is this somehow connected to Genya's death?
She's holding a dead girl in her arms, saying, "And now I'm taking care of her here."
Yes, a stillborn girl.
It's as if she was deliberately pulled out.
They induced labor, yes. My waters broke 6 months into pregnancy.
It's very painful for Tatiana to recall this. Her first daughter was born dead.
And the second child, stillborn, she's showing me too.
My sister-in-law's.
Your sister-in-law also lost a baby.
Yes, also a girl.
This is simply devastating. 2 stillborn babies in one family. But why? Is the same force that took Genya responsible for taking the newborns?
I need to visit the place where Genya died.
I can't join you because I have a baby to feed on schedule. Genya's sister will accompany you.
Larissa, Genya's younger sister, had been close to her since childhood. On the tragic day, Larissa was also at the country house. It was here, in their family home, that Genya died.
Olga, come here quickly. I feel it. Right here, this spot.
Yes, this is the place.
Here were the wires,
The wire ran here?
but it was intact.
Yes.
There were no breaks or faults. Nothing.
No, nothing. The police found absolutely nothing.
The wiring was functional. The machine was brand new.
Yes, we had just bought it.
You all silently went your separate ways, each taking on a task and working quietly.
She was doing laundry. I was planting grass. And my elder sister was sorting potatoes. It was something supernatural.
When I came here, I saw something shaggy, short, and with a distorted face. Neither a beast nor a human. I don't know what it was. I'd never seen anything like it. It scared me. Did she ever tell you she saw someone?
She said she saw something shaggy.
Who or what did Genya see before her death? And is the entity responsible for her demise?
I need to feel the water. The electricity passed through the water. Quiet. Don't look. Let's leave.
What did the clairvoyant see? What led her to sacrifice her magical mirror?
I can't tell if it was a human or beast in the mirror.
It was something awful.
It's shaggy. At first I thought it was a dog, but it wasn't a dog. It had the body of a dog, but a human face. I can't make sense of it. This mirror allows us to see entities or spirits. This presence was otherworldly. It appeared at this very place.
I can't shake the feeling that someone is watching us. A tall man. He's not old. He's indeed very kind and handsome. Completely unlike the entity we saw earlier.
He died in this house.
It's Victor.
His legs were broken.
Yes, it's Genya's husband, Victor.
As it turns out, Genya's husband, Victor, limped for the last 3 years of his life. He worked as a welder on construction sites and fell from a height.
He spent 3 months in traction, and Genya visited him every day, caring for their 2 children at the same time.
After the injury, Victor suffered circulation problems and passed away from a heart attack a year and a half later.
He suddenly fell dead in the kitchen.
He says your sister's death wasn't an accident. Just like his own.
He'd seen the entity before he fell and nearly died.
Something woke him up while he was sleeping. It was a shaggy creature, standing by the window.
Did he ever see it in the mirror?
Yes, before his death.
He saw it at the window and in the mirror many times before he died.
Genya saw it in her bedroom. It was shaggy.
What is the entity that's been haunting the family for years?
I saw it in my mirror too. It's aggressive. I've never seen anything like it. It lives there, in that house. It followed Genya. She brought it from that house.
Olena, we need to return to that cursed place.
The clairvoyant and Larissa head back to the home where Genya lived with her son and his family.
Something's wrong with this place. It gives a cemetery-like feeling.
It's been years since Genya's husband passed away. and I sense there have been more deaths since then. In every apartment, something tragic has happened.
Here, coffins are carried endlessly. I want to go this way.
12 apartments. Almost every apartment has seen death. Drowning, beating, not returning from the army.
You go to the hospital and the local doctor would ask, "Has something happened again?" Even she says the building is cursed. Something always happens there.
Almost every apartment has lost someone.
I feel a sense of loss. It's like a girl. People, open up. Psychic investigations. Tell me. Did you lose a child? Did a girl pass away?
Yes. Olga.
Was she 12 to 13 years old? She was born healthy, but then something inside her broke.
The poor woman has been grieving the unexplained death of her daughter for over 10 years.
I feel great sorrow here, too. A boy was beaten badly here, and he's no longer alive.
My son didn't return from the army. He was beaten to death.
The psychics approached each apartment, sensing tragic deaths behind every door. One by one, the building's residents came out to learn why people keep dying here.
She endured great sorrow, the loss of her son.
You found him in that shed. There was supposed to be a celebration. People, guests, but instead, there was a funeral.
Indeed, about 10 years ago, her son was found hanged in a nearby shed.
A boy hanged himself here, out of nowhere. He was about to turn 20, and just before his birthday, he hanged himself.
It turned out the young man hanged himself over unrequited love.
I see an image of hell.
Here's what I see. A large building and a huge cauldron. A man leaned over it, and there's boiling water. It's like an infernal furnace.
As it turned out, about 50 years ago, when the village still had a collective farm, there was a massive cauldron near this building where food was prepared. A man fell into it and was boiled alive.
It was used to make food for livestock. A man fell in.
The building is burdened. So few apartments, but every year someone dies here. Both young and old die for completely inexplicable reasons.
Could it be that the house itself is taking the lives of its residents? But why?
I feel infernal flames, and I feel that he became unwell. He was scared of the shaggy beast.
I sense it's the same entity that Genya and her husband saw before their deaths.
This sends shivers down the spine. Could the entity be responsible for all the deaths? And is it the same one the psychics have been seeing throughout the investigation? But what is it, and why does it take human lives?
I see large, sorrowful eyes like those of an animal.
I see that for some reason livestock in the building.
What are the psychics talking about? Why do they see livestock? After all, people live in here. Workers from the collective farm who came from other towns were settled here.
The collective farm was vast. People came and they were given apartments.
When we moved here, there was a calf barn. Later, the calves were taken away, and it was converted into apartments.
So, the psychics saw images from the past, and this building really did house cows at one time?
I see that all the animals were led to their deaths from here. There's a slaughterhouse nearby. I feel their fear before death.
While we were talking to people, the enraged, hysterical, shaggy, shriveled entity was jumping around us. It was using all its strength to scare us and drive us out of the building.
I realized who we've been seeing all this time. I recognized it. It's the protector of animals. You took over its territory.
This entity is the protector of animals. It's angry at humans. You boil them, then boil and burn in hell yourselves. It threw the man into the cauldron and boiled him. You break their bones, your bones start breaking. You kill them with electricity, there you go. Everything done to animals is done to humans. You lead them on ropes, hangings, there you go. The deaths have a certain violent cycle.
But why is the protector of animals so angry at the residents of this building? And what can be done? These poor people are innocent. Will they continue to die because of this entity's revenge?
When the next full moon comes every morning for 12 consecutive days, place a bowl of milk on your doorstep. And, in another bowl, crack a raw egg.
When I was walking through the shops, I came across a souvenir. Using a special incantation, I turned it into a talisman.
Otherworldly revenge. A ghost with a black cat is trying to kill a young mother and her 2 children. Don't miss out. What shocking truth about the woman will the psychics reveal, and will her prayers guarantee her forgiveness for what she did? Yevgenia Chebotaryova from Ukraine is asking the psychics for help. She has a son, David, who is 6, and a daughter, Kira, who is 2. The girl was supposed to be born in December 2017. However, 2 months before that, on Friday, the 13th, her mother experienced bleeding. Doctors urgently performed a cesarean section, but during the operation, Yevhenia fell into a coma.
The doctors struggled to revive me for 3 days.
The cause was an overdose of anesthesia. Most remarkably, Yevhenia remembers the feeling of leaving her body during the coma.
I was walking around the maternity ward and went up to the 2nd floor. I saw a lot of little babies in the cribs. It felt like my soul was wandering.
When Yevgenia emerged from the coma and was allowed to see her daughter, she realized that she had seen her while she was unconscious.
It was precisely the baby I had seen while I had been in the coma.
The story of the girl born on Friday, the 13th, while her mother was in a coma, stunned all of Yevgenia's relatives and friends. After a while, the happy mother and daughter finally returned home. However, soon enough, the woman began to notice strange signs that came in the form of crosses in their house.
I went outside, turned around, and here, there were 2 large white crosses, like those you find at a cemetery. They were scratched here.
Yevgenia ran into the house to bring her mother, but when both women came out, the mysterious signs on the door were gone.
It looked like someone had wiped them off with a rag. We still can't understand where they came from.
The next week, a mysterious cross appeared on the bathroom ceiling, and before it vanished a few minutes later, Yevgenia took a photo of it. You can see it now on your screen. However, later, the eerie crosses manifested right on Yevgenia's arm.
I was at my friend Olena's place, and suddenly 2 crosses appeared right here on my arm, like old scars.
The marks looked like scars from old wounds, but then they disappeared.
After the incident, almost every night, Yevgenia began to have the same dream in which she buried her children.
I was standing in a cemetery, and there were 2 little coffins, for Kira and David. I woke up screaming.
The mother's heart feels it's a sign, and something might happen to her children, especially given that her daughter has recently started seeing a man's ghost in the house.
She stares into the corner and says, "Mom, a man, don't." When she does it, it means don't be mean. She's scared.
Soon, 6-year-old David started to see the mysterious stranger as well.
I looked out of the window, and there was a shadow that looked like a man. And behind him there was a black cat. A scary shadow.
Yevhenia doesn't see any shadows, but recently, strange attacks have started happening to the young mother. Yevhenia falls to the floor and begins to speak in a frantic male voice. However, she remembers nothing afterward.
She was speaking some strange foreign language, and the voice wasn't hers.
Yevgenia first thought it was a result of epilepsy, which she has had since she was a child, but she takes medication, so the attacks occur very rarely, and they're mild, so this is definitely something different.
It wasn't an epilepsy attack. It looked like something possessed her.
Yevgenia believes that the mysterious male ghost that's haunting her house takes possession of her. She's afraid it could eventually end in her death, and her children will be victims after her.
They make me happy. I love them above everything else in the world.
Yevgenia is 26. She works as an accountant. She says she's always considered herself a strong woman, but now she's desperate, especially considering that she is raising her children alone after things didn't work out with her husband. The young mother is really counting on the help of the clairvoyants.
I need them to help me understand what is going on.
Our project's experts, Jana Shulakova and Rubina Tsibulska, agreed to help Yevgenia.
I had a dream last night. I was standing in a cemetery next to a grave. There was a cross on it and a black cat was walking along its bar. I took a step towards it and it started hissing at me. Then I heard a male voice say, "This is because of what she did to that girl."
Who? Yevhenia? What did she do, and who did she do it to?
The cards say that a woman paid money to cover up a brutal act.
Hello.
Hello?
I really need you to help us.
The dead man with the cat is bound to you. I heard his voice in my dream. Your children also see this man.
Whose spirit is he?
Wait. Somebody's blood was spilled here.
Was anybody killed here?
No, nobody was ever killed here.
The blood spilled because of revenge.
Something fell there.
Technically, the door couldn't have fallen. There was absolutely no one in the yard, and there are no animals that could be running around here.
The man, the cat. What do you want? He's pointing at you and...
He wants you dead. Let's go away from here. My God.
But why?
The man has been haunting the woman for quite some time, and his energy is very powerful. I don't understand how Yevhenia is still alive at all. Hold on. I see you were also in a coma when you birthed your son.
Yes, I was in a coma for about 2 or 3 days when I birthed my son. And so was I when my daughter was born.
But there were no issues with anesthesia the first time. The doctors still have no idea why Yevhenia suddenly fell into a coma and came out of it just as suddenly.
My mirror showed me the dead man with the cat. He provoked both situations. And then the cards revealed to Jana a horrific, bloody secret that some children had been hiding for many years.
Children, a secret.
I see a boy and a girl in my mirror. The children are in a room filled with smoke, and they are not breathing. It's a vision from the past, but it relates to your family.
Yes. These are my grandmother's first children. The first was Tanya, and the second was Vova. They suffocated. They were supposed to be my uncle and aunt.
The tragedy occurred many years ago, even before Yevhenia's mother was born. Her sister was 3 years old at the time, and her brother was 1.5. The room in which the children were playing had a stove, which became the source of the tragedy.
My mirror is showing me a doll.
They said that they had put a doll on the stove.
And it caught fire and the smoke rose.
Yes, yes.
The children weren't alone in the house. There was an adult, but he was asleep.
Grandpa, their father. Grandma wasn't home at that time.
Yevhenia's grandmother, who was the mother of the boy and girl, had gone to the market, and her father, exhausted after a night shift at work, lay down to rest in the next room and fell asleep. He woke up to the smell of smoke, but it was too late. They couldn't save the children.
I'd like to work at the place where your mother's brother and sister perished.
Yevgenia's grandparents' house was on the shore of the Sea of Azov. Over time, however, the water level rose and the building deteriorated and had to be demolished. Yevgenia's mother, Victoria, joins everyone there.
Hello?
Hello?
My brother and sister suffocated here.
I see the mother approach the house the moment the father was taking the children out of it. The parents tried to revive them, but the boy had died in the house.
My brother died immediately. He had no chance.
The girl is breathing, but she dies soon too.
She took a breath and then died immediately.
And her parents witnessed it.
What a shock it was. The father feels like his heart is being torn out. He felt guilty for the rest of his life.
Yes. He thought he had failed to save his children.
And for your mother, it was such a horrific trauma, such stress, that she couldn't have children for many years until you were born.
Yes. Doctor said she couldn't have children after the awful stress she had experienced.
Victoria was born 14 years after her brother and sister died, when her mother was 40 and her father was 42.
I don't sense that the children's deaths were caused by a supernatural force.
It was an accident, and it has no relation to what is happening in Yevgenia's family.
This man who is threatening me and my children, who is he? And where did he come from?
Did you hear that?
Yes.
We heard a cat mewing, but there was no cat anywhere around.
This is the man with the cat. He's standing here watching it.
I feel that the cause of Yevgenia's epilepsy is of a mystical nature, and it's related to the spirit.
The attack started when I was 15 or 16 years old. Doctors can't explain what triggered my condition.
You are still alive only because someone or something seems to be constantly repelling this dead man from you. Of course, Yevhenia should treat her condition with medication, but we needed to find out who this spirit was, so her condition wouldn't worsen.
Give me your hand. I see a large cemetery. You stand by a grave. There is a woman next to you, but you and her are strangers. And she's performing some kind of ritual.
Yes.
What is this?
There was a woman at Mom's work. She said that to get rid of epilepsy, I needed to visit Dad's grave. And so, we went to the cemetery.
Did your father die?
He was hit by a car when Yevgenia was 2.
Did the woman perform the ritual on his grave?
Yes. She practiced magic. I was terribly afraid. I didn't want to do it.
She told me, step away and don't look back, so you don't see it. You don't need to know this. But I still agreed to it because I wanted to help my child.
She took my finger and punctured it, and the blood dripped right onto my father's grave.
The woman wasn't a sorceress at all. I don't feel that any help came from her because the condition remained. And if she carried out some senseless rituals, she could have accidentally bound your father's spirit to you. And in this case, he is the man with the cat. Could it be him who poses a threat to the family?
Why the cat then?
Did your father happen to have a favorite cat?
We never had cats at home.
Then what cat is that?
We need to go to your father's grave.
Suddenly, I saw a spirit in front of me. It's your father, and I can't understand why you feel guilty towards him. He passed away when you were very young.
I don't go to my biological father's grave. I'm afraid of cemeteries.
Yevgenia, you are very lucky that this fake sorceress performed the ritual on your father's grave because your dad loves you very much, and he would never harm his daughter. It's not his spirit that is bound to you. You must speak to him.
I really wish you were here with me, alive. I love you very much.
He's embracing you. Do you feel it?
Yes.
It was your father's spirit that was constantly trying to repel the ghost with the cat from you. He's gone now.
But who is this man with the cat, after all?
My mirror is showing me you with a cat. It was killed as part of a ritual.
Look.
My goodness.
What is it doing here?
A black cat appeared, and it sat right on the grave.
Did you have a black cat that suddenly disappeared?
Yes, Murchik. He disappeared.
I feel him being used in some kind of ritual. And somebody brought his remnants to your house.
According to my feelings, it was done out of revenge.
Have you ever found any remnants?
Bones. On the spot from which you, Rubina, took the earth this morning. The bones were there.
So that's what I felt near your yard this morning. We need to go back there urgently.
We found them over here.
The dead man is somehow connected to the ritual with your cat. Female hands brought the cat's bones.
The woman is young. She bound the spirit to you.
And to make him take your life, she brought your cat to his grave and sacrificed him.
Who is that woman?
You know her.
I see her bloodied. She's being beaten brutally. She's being kicked. By you. Yevgenia, what is that supposed to mean?
At school, I was in a gang that beat and bullied other girls.
How old were you?
13.
Your group was like a dog pack. You attacked and beat innocent girls.
Yes. We beat everybody we didn't like. I still feel ashamed because of it. I know I'm guilty.
I see girls being shoved, pulled by their clothes. You spat on them, tore their clothes, and laughed at them.
Yes, yes, yes. We stood around and laughed at them. And I remember the last case. Her name was Yulia. She was plump. And so we decided to make fun of her. We got together and beat her up. But I don't remember who put her on her knees. There were lots of kids.
And you got away with whatever hideous things you did.
Money solved everything.
Mom went to the police and paid them, so they wouldn't touch me.
A woman paid money to cover up a really brutal act.
I understand these mistakes now, but I didn't back then. It's even possible that I ruined their lives, their whole lives.
And one of the victims went to a knowledgeable woman and ordered a curse from her.
I feel that at first, you didn't want to take part in those terrible attacks, but you had to join the company of the cruel girls to not be another victim.
Yes.
They threatened you.
Yes. Like, if you don't punch her now, we're gonna beat you up and humiliate you.
But I also felt that this old bullying story partially had something to do with Yevgenia's mother, and I asked Yevgenia to bring her. Your daughter systematically participated in cruel bullying of her peers. She was intimidated, and she had no one to ask for protection, as you were never around.
I was too busy at work and simply had no time.
And you realized you were losing your daughter.
Yes.
But it was easier to pay for what your daughter did with money than to try to understand why she behaved like that.
If you'd been next to me and spoken to me at least occasionally, it would have never happened.
It's my fault.
However, Yevhenia was also at fault towards her mother. I felt that over all these years of resentment, she said many terrible things to her mother, but still, she decided to take the first step towards reconciliation.
Please forgive me for everything, for what I told you and what I did. You're my dearest person in the world.
That's the most important thing, ladies.
But the spirit won't stop.
Help us, please.
Yevhenia, you will have to repent sincerely.
I agree to everything.
I need an open space and a water body.
Yulia, Anna, Halina, Natasha, Nastya, Vera, Lisa. Please forgive me for causing you so much pain. Forgive me for everything I did to you.
To ensure everything will be all right with you, I strongly recommend that you personally ask for forgiveness from all of them. We sent the spirit to the other world.
It took me a long time to understand that it all happened because of me. Thank you very much. It's such a relief.
It's not for nothing they say, as ye sow, so shall ye reap. Fortunately, Yevhenia has finally realized this. The mother's spirit haunts her little son. And after her every visit, the boy finds himself in deadly danger. Don't miss out. Does the late mother really want to take her son to the other world? Ivonne Malaman. He's 8 years old and he's from Ukraine. He's in 3rd grade and wants to be president. However, the boy's family are afraid to have hopes for such a distant future, as recently something has been happening to Ivonne, after which he finds himself one step away from death.
When he's sick, it's never a mere cold or flu or bronchitis. If he's ill, it's always something grave.
Yvonne's mother died last year from lung cancer. His father left his family even before the boy was born, and so his aunt raises him, and she's extremely worried about him.
I don't know what to do and where to go.
It all started last year. At night, while Ivonne was sleeping in his room, the wardrobe suddenly fell on him.
It fell. I don't get how it happened. He broke both his arms.
How is it possible that the wardrobe that had been in the room for years suddenly fell on the child? The boy claims that he saw a dark silhouette in his room right before it happened.
It was a woman. She was calling me somewhere, but I refused to go with her.
No sooner had the boy recovered from the incident when another misfortune that almost killed him happened to him.
Yvonne had salmonellosis.
Salmonellosis is an inflammatory condition affecting the intestines. A patient becomes dehydrated.
Immediately after the treatment ended, the boy's life was in danger again. This time, he had meningitis.
Meningitis causes inflammatory changes in the membranes, covering the brain and spinal cord. It can cause loss of consciousness and spasms. In extreme cases, it may be lethal.
The boy was saved. The boy's family say the incidents began last year, after Yvonne's mother passed away. But the most peculiar thing is that before every injury or illness, Yvonne sees his late mother in his dreams.
He said he'd seen his mom in a dream. I asked what was in it. He said she grabbed him and ran.
I heard Mom calling me. When I closed my eyes, I saw her somewhere around.
Recently, the late Olha has also begun haunting Victoria in her dreams.
I had a dream of Olha walking along the hall and going outside. She took Yvonne and sat down on the stairs with him. She hugged him and told him something, but I didn't hear what she was saying.
She tried to tell me something, but I couldn't hear her.
Victoria fears that the boy's mother is trying to take him to the world of the dead, and the next time they can be too late to save Yvonne.
I beg the psychics to come and help me. They are my last hope.
Clairvoyant Olena Kurilova and Molfar Olena Stetsenko undertook to help Ivonne.
I had a dream. There was a strange room and fire started burning on its floor, closing a circle. And in the middle of the circle, there was this boy. He was tracing his finger along the floor, and the flames made numbers, looking like 16 and 76.
I see a man next to the boy. The man has his face covered with cracks, and I see embers glowing through the cracks. He's by the child all the time, and he puts the boy's life in danger.
What do the psychic's eerie visions mean? What is threatening the boy's life? Yvonne's aunt and the boy himself meet clairvoyants in the park, not far from their home. The boy often goes for a walk there.
Hello? I've been looking forward to meeting you. I prayed. I wanted you to come and help us so much.
I need to check through these stones if he's got a connection with the world of the dead. Close them in your hand.
I'm scared.
I saw a large black raven flying over Yvonne. Then it vanished.
Yvonne, can I have the stones? They're ice cold. It only happens when somebody is surrounded by a dead person's energy.
I feel a scent. It's a perfume with citrus notes.
It's Mom's perfume. It smells like oranges.
It turned out that Yvonne feels the scent of his late mother's perfume almost every day. And at night, she visits him in his dreams, which provokes new challenges for the 8-year-old boy.
What was your mom's name?
Olha.
She's worried about money. She fears you may not have enough to raise him.
Olha was a sales assistant at a clothing store. Unfortunately, her private life didn't go well, and so she raised her son alone. She dedicated her life to his welfare.
She was young and beautiful. I want my mom back.
Death took Olha too soon. She was only 28.
This is Mom and me. She holds me next to the Christmas tree. She gave me this race car as a New Year present. It reminds me of her.
I told Olha, you won't die, you will live. I was sure she would live a long life, but it happened the other way round.
Yvonne, go play.
Did you treat her like your daughter?
I had a custody over her.
Victoria's life wasn't easy. She doesn't remember her father, and her mother died. Her both elder brothers married and lived separately, and so Victoria stayed alone with 3 younger siblings. Back then, she was adult, so she became a guard for her younger brother and sisters.
It was hard, very hard. Olha helped me, and I could rely on her.
While we were sitting on the bench and Yvonne was playing on the playground, I noticed Olha's spirit behind the boy.
You know, Olha is trying to tell him something, but she can't.
Yvonne's mother was weeping. She begged, "Help me. I don't want his death. Not me."
Olha's spirit showed me a bizarre picture. She was sitting at a table in a room and a dog attacked her. But the dog wasn't alive. It was burning with flames. The dog. Before her death, Olha saw the flaming dog.
Yes, Olha saw it in her dreams. She said, "There's this big dog. It's sitting and looking at me with its large eyes. I saw fire."
It often happens that before someone dies in their dreams, they're visited by angels of death or their assistants, which are called guides. And the flaming dog was one of such guides. They can take up any form. They show the dying person the way to the other world.
It's terrifying, but the boy said he'd seen the flaming dog in his dream the other night.
Did the dog drag you somewhere?
Yes, the dog was barking and biting me. It was flaming. And it had red eyes.
I was shocked to hear what Yvonne told us. It meant he could die any moment.
Olena, what is it?
Don't approach me, don't approach me. Take Yvonne away. I saw the black raven again. It had red eyes like flames. It was a spirit. I felt hatred, anger, and at the same time, unbearable suffering. And that was it. Then the vision ended abruptly.
Olha's spirit was whispering to me, "This spirit visited me, and now it's haunting my son. Save my child."
Being in the other world, Olha did everything she could to protect her child from what had killed her.
There is some kind of secret. It's connected with Olha. I see pictures. I see a building. It's tall. It's an apartment building, and its walls are white and blue.
This is where I live.
We must go there.
Oh, my goodness.
The green grass is burning.
It's unusual, as it had rained in the morning, and the ground remained damp.
When I turned around, I was struck. For a heartbeat, I saw Victoria's face and body burning too. She was shrouded in flames.
We noticed that Victoria felt unwell and started trembling.
I don't know why I'm trembling. I can't explain it.
But the strangest thing of all was that Victoria remembered she'd experienced something similar in the morning before the psychics arrived. And then, for some reason, wallpapers started burning in her apartment.
This morning, the wallpaper in the kitchen caught fire. I don't know why. There was nobody in the kitchen.
They noticed and extinguished the fire in time. Could it be a mere coincidence?
I feel the smell of burning again.
And again, everybody felt the specific scent. It was coming from the outside.
The van is on fire.
Oh, God.
Don't approach it.
It can't be real. The engine of the van in which the psychics had arrived started burning suddenly. Luckily, the driver was nearby, and he extinguished the fire. The vehicle had no apparent damage to it. Nobody knows what caused it.
It's got something to do with fire. It's terrifying. Yvonne is in real danger. I see the boy. His back is on fire.
We were shocked. It turned out that a few weeks before, a power outage happened in the apartment where Yvonne and his aunt live. They burned candles, but one of them suddenly fell on the boy's back. His clothes caught fire. Fortunately, they extinguished the fire quickly.
Fire. It's been haunting your bloodline, your family.
A man's spirit emerged behind Victoria. He was whispering to me that he'd been killed by fire. He embraced Victoria and said, "She and I are one."
I had a feeling of something close by behind me.
I saw a grave and green trees around it. It was a large stele.
It's my uncle. He's got a large tombstone. It's gray. He crashed while driving a tanker truck, and he burned alive.
Victoria and Olha's late uncle, Victor, died tragically when he was 30. On his way back from work, his tanker truck overturned and started burning. The door got blocked, and the driver, unable to get out of the vehicle, burned alive.
Let's go to the cemetery, quick. We need to see your uncle's grave. you're trembling terribly. What is this?
When the Molfar began tuning in, the magic bouquet in her hands suddenly burned. The psychic barely extinguished the fire.
Suddenly, when I turned to Victoria, I saw flames on her shoulders. It was a vision. It looked like she was the fire herself. And another odd thing was that whenever something burned nearby, she began trembling.
During the investigation, something burned whenever Victoria was near or she was nervous. It couldn't be a coincidence.
The fire starts every time she's nervous, anxious, or angry. Something strange happened on this grave.
It's been unearthed. It was unsealed. When somebody is buried, a priest reads a prayer over the grave to seal it. It is done so the spirit of a dead person doesn't harm the living. When you come to a sealed grave, it's got an energy dome over it. But there was none over Victor's grave. It's been unsealed.
My grandpa and another uncle unearthed it. Because Grandpa had bad nightmares.
After he was buried, the dead son began haunting his father, asking him to bring him his favorite suit. The man didn't hesitate to go to the cemetery to unearth the grave and put the suit in it.
When the dead visit their relatives in their dreams, asking them for something, they shouldn't unearth the grave and open up the casket. It's enough to put the things on top of the grave.
Was it when you were born?
Yes.
It turned out that Victoria was born on the day when her grandfather unearthed her uncle's grave. But how is it connected to the fire that's following her everywhere?
You were named after the man who burned in the tempo truck.
Yes.
Victor, Victoria.
When parents name their child after their late relative, they bind the child's energy to that of the dead person.
But in case with Victoria, something absolutely incredible happened. The newborn girl was named after her deceased uncle, and on the day when she was born, his grave was unsealed. Because of this, the dead man's spirit was free to roam the world.
The spirit possessed her, it recreated itself in her.
Each time Victoria has an emotional outburst, the spirit bound to her feels it, and fire starts burning. The reason is that her uncle died in fire. You need to ask a priest how to seal the grave and have a remembrance service at the church. Thus, you'll protect yourself and your name.
And then I realized who was the man I'd seen next to Ivonne while I was working with the photo. It was Victoria and Olha's uncle. However, he wasn't the spirit. That took the life of the boy's mom and is now trying to kill him.
When we were at the cemetery, I heard a female voice calling, "See the numbers, see the numbers." And I saw a woman. Wait. She's sitting on a chair holding a board on her lap. There's something written on it. Let me see it. Light the fire. I clearly saw 76. What does 76 mean in your life?
It's the number of my apartment.
Wait up, what does 16 mean?
On the 4th floor, in the next block,
there's apartment 16.
Yes, a woman from there died in fire. A young woman.
As it turned out, the tragedy occurred 2 years ago. A couple lived in the apartment number 16. The man was jealous of his partner and strangled her. And then, to cover up the traces of the murder, he set the apartment on fire. The woman and Yvonne's mom were best friends.
I felt fear and guilt emanating from Olha's spirit. And these feelings emerged whenever she thought of the apartment 16. We need to see it, or at least approach the apartment in which the woman burned. But first, I'd like to check your apartment.
I'm going to that other apartment to see what's there.
I see Olha.
This is her room.
May I come in? I have a feeling of very strong pain. She died here. Give me Olha's portrait. What are you trying to tell me, Olha? I hurt. I won't forgive you. She's not forgiven. By a fiery spirit. Could it be the woman who burned? What was Olha doing? What's the board for?
I have no idea what it's for.
It's a board for summoning spirits.
She summoned spirits.
These are Victoria's bothers, Alexander and Pavlo. They've just come back from work. They say they saw Olha summon spirits with the board many times.
I won't forgive Olha. I hurt.
Who says that?
The one she summoned. Let's find Olena. What's there? Tell me.
I was where the woman had burned, and her spirit said, I won't forgive. I hurt.
I saw a spiritism ceremony. She conducted it. And the woman, she's restless. She was disturbed before 40 days passed. She involuntarily disturbed the spirit. The raven I saw all the time, the one that was flying over the boy in circles, wishing for revenge, was the spirit of Olha's late friend. Disturbing a spirit before the 40 days after a person's death pass means bringing it an ordeal. The spirit can't rest then, and it hurts badly.
The spirit is avenging, trying to take away the child. Because Ivonne is Olha's child. Her blood runs in him.
Give me water from your house, bring it here, and I'll put a protection spell. Stand over here. Yvonne, come over here. Let me wash your face.
How are you? How do you feel?
I'm fine.
It's such a relief. Thank you. Thank you for coming and helping us.
It's unbelievable. Due to the failed magic ritual, the woman condemned herself and her child to death. Fortunately, the psychics prevented one more tragedy from happening. A raven spirit is taking the residents of the same building one by one. Don't miss out. Can the psychics stop the otherworldly killer? Olena Hrinchenko has asked the psychics for help. She and her daughter live in a residential building in one of Ukraine's largest cities. The residents of the communal apartments felt like one big family until some kind of mysterious curse began killing them one by one.
Two brothers, Andriy and Ruslan, used to live with me. We grew up together in this apartment.
Brothers mysteriously perished one by one under peculiar circumstances. Ruslan, the elder brother, died when he was 32. The cause of the death was rather unexpected: hepatic vein thrombosis. After a while, the younger brother, Andriy, died in a car crash. He was also 32.
He died momentarily from the fracture in the basis of his skull.
After the death of the brothers, only Olena and her daughter Nastya remained in the communal apartment. She divorced her husband years ago. The woman and her daughter own 3 of the 5 rooms in the apartment. However, they are certain that some kind of evil force has occupied the rooms next door to those that brothers used to live in.
The door handle trembles, clacking, like somebody opens the door, and then I hear the noises. Like somebody has passed by. It all makes my blood run cold.
Later, Nastya also witnessed the mysterious phenomena.
There was no draft. It wasn't windy outside, but the curtains were waving violently, and the ledge fell off.
We were visiting Olena when the flower pot slid. It moved itself, without anybody touching it.
But what happened next caused a nervous breakdown in Olena. She saw a man's ghost in the hallway in front of late brother's rooms.
It moved along the hallway and toward the door like it was going to exit. It was a male silhouette, a little taller than I am.
To recover from the shock, Olena and her partner went to the countryside to spend some time among the nature. If only she had known what nightmare she would have to experience there. She went into the woods to walk the dog, but she couldn't find the way back.
I've gone hiking, and I'm rather good at navigating. I knew I wasn't far away and I could return, but wherever I went, I found myself in a wrong location.
And the most terrible thing is that all that time, in front of her, Olena kept seeing the silhouette of the man who had scared her so much at home.
So I was wandering around the forest trying to find my way out.
Nobody answered her calls for help, and she didn't have a phone signal.
I dialed Mom, but she was out of reach. I cried. I was trembling terribly. I thought maybe I should call rescuers to find her.
Desperate, Olena climbed a tree. Only this way did she manage to get the signal with her phone. However, nobody found her at the spot she described. It was like she was in a parallel realm. At 2 in the morning, Olena found herself at a lake. It served as a landmark that helped find her. But another misfortune happened to her immediately afterward. The car in which her friend was driving her home had an accident.
There was a large vehicle in front of us. It had a huge wagon attached to it. It made a sharp left turn and hit us on the right side, right where I was sitting.
Luckily, nobody suffered in the accident. The following night, Nastya also saw the man from the other world.
I woke up with the feeling that somebody was sitting next to me, and I saw a figure touching me.
And the mother and the daughter will never forget the thing that happened to them after that.
The socket caught fire. It was awful.
The moment they extinguished fire and were standing in the middle of the room, shocked, they suddenly heard a male voice.
There were noises, like a man was talking, but we knew there was nobody else in the apartment.
Nevertheless, Olena and Nastya were so scared that they couldn't make out what the voice was saying. The mother and the daughter begged the psychics to help them.
We can't take it any longer. It's a nightmare. The psychics are our only hope.
The project's strongest participants, Jana Shulakova and Kayal Alekperov, answered Olena's call for help.
I had a very strange dream. In it, I was standing on the rooftop of a building, and there was a flock of birds, ravens, flying above me. And then one of them darted at me. The raven turned into a man and said, "Look what she's done to me."
My jinns are telling me you will hear a woman scream, and then you'll find a dead child. This is somehow connected to Olena.
Hello.
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 You are our last hope.
Give me your hand, please. I feel something smother you at night. I see somebody's hands on your neck.
I often feel something like that. Like recently, I was sleeping, but then I felt something large creeping along my legs, approaching my face.
Like it was crawling along your body.
Yes. And then I felt tight pressure, like it was smothering me with the blanket. Like it pressed the edge of the blanket and was holding tightly. I started suffocating and began screaming.
If it hadn't been for Olena's partner, nobody knows how it would have ended.
I started calling him. He jumped up, and when the blanket was over me, I managed to take a gulp of air. He said he woke up not because I was screaming, but because he felt cold on his skin, like a freezing wind was blowing on him.
I see you look out of the window and there's a flock of birds flying in circles in the sky.
Crows gather here all the time, and they sit in front of my window cawing.
So, the Raven Man didn't appear for no reason in my dream.
The threat is coming from him.
The Raven Man from my dream was the spirit that Olena and her daughter saw in their apartment. He shifted his appearance constantly, morphing from a man into a bird.
The strange otherworldly entity was a spirit. But why does he turn into the bird? I have a feeling that somebody brought something into your home that summoned this Raven Man. Can we work in your apartment?
Of course.
My book shows me elder brother. He opens the window, and a raven flies inside.
The birds indeed flew into the window. One of them flew into Ruslan's room.
After it happened, your neighbor got a terminal illness.
I had a vision of a car with a young woman at the wheel and a man sitting next to her. I realized I saw the final moments of the younger brother's life. Then something hit the windshield. It was something like a shadow or a bird. The bird is the spirit that hunted Andrei and is now after you. But neither of the late brothers brought the thing that attracted death to their home.
The murderous spirit appeared because of a woman.
Night. A woman. She's holding a bird. The bird is black. And there is something shiny in her other hand. It's either a knitting needle or a knife.
The door banged, but there was no draft.
I saw a young man's spirit in front of the front door. Could it be the Raven Man? Wait, where did he go? The man's spirit entered this apartment. He's about 30. He's young, he stops breathing in his sleep.
Yes, Alexei died in this apartment.
A young woman wakes up next to her man to find him dead. There's a look of terror on her face.
Yulia slept next to him when he died in his sleep.
Olena's friend Yulia and her fiancé lived in this apartment. The couple planned to marry soon. But one night, the man's heart suddenly stopped, just as Olena's deceased brother's. He was 32.
Wait, my book tells me that the woman doesn't live anymore, and it happened not so long ago.
It will be 40 days since she's gone this Saturday.
I have a feeling that she burned from the inside.
Yes, and she was also 32.
Yulia died from cancer. The doctors discovered the awful condition in the young woman too late.
My head's spinning. I can't be here. I need air. Do you hear that?
A crow's cowing. The spirit is trying to tell us something. He's showing me soil in a woman's hands. And the soil is from somewhere with necrotic energy, like a cemetery.
I see a woman. She's crying for her late child. She has fair hair and green eyes. She's a little plumper than you. She says she and her son were killed by a bird.
This is Lyuba. She lived on the 5th floor. Lyuba died last year.
She was pregnant when she died.
Yes, she was 7 months into pregnancy.
Lyuba was found dead in her apartment at 6 in the morning. Her heart suddenly stopped, and she was also 32 years old, and her unborn baby died together with its mother.
6 victims of the Raven Man in the same building. But I feel the spirit didn't want to kill them. Someone purposefully compelled him to eliminate Olena's neighbors.
Then Lyuba's spirit showed me a woman in the courtyard.
The spirit of Lyuba, who lived in this building, brought us to you. Did you know her?
Yes.
It turned out that this woman's name is Lilia. She lives in the next building.
My book says that you saved Lyuba's daughter from the otherworldly entity when you took her away from here. Did Lyuba have a daughter?
Yes. I'm her daughter's godmother. After Lyuba died suddenly, I adopted her.
As it turned, Lyuba was a single mother. Domenica's father left her even before the girl was born. Her second unborn child's father did the same. On the night when the mother had a sudden heart attack, her 2-year-old daughter was with her.
She was crying loudly, and the neighbors heard it and came running.
And you realized you wouldn't let anyone take the girl.
I took her by the hand and took her home. That was it.
The girl had no other relatives except her mother.
I understood that social workers would arrive soon to take her to an orphanage. So I took her home and then went to their office to file for adoption.
Lilia has no children of her own, and she loves little Domenica like her own daughter.
I felt nobody could stop me from what I was determined to do. I did everything not to let them take Domenica to the orphanage.
Lyuba is deeply grateful. She says you feel her daughter, like she's your child. But not here. Here.
Lyuba's spirit was grateful that we'd found her friend. She told me, "Follow the scream." I didn't understand what she meant until I heard desperate yelling, a woman screaming. "It's coming from over there."
The residents of the building, who went outside when they saw the psychics, follow Kayal Alekperov.
A dead child, a little boy, was lying here.
It was Lyuba's nephew, Valentin. He was 1 year and 7 months old when he fell out of the 5th floor window.
Oh, God!
The boy and his parents lived in the same building as Olena, in the Lyuba's apartment.
Did the boy fall out of that window?
Yes. We woke up to a terrifying female yelling. The woman was screaming, "Help!" I looked out of the window and saw him lying down there.
The woman was going to work when she discovered the boy lying on the sidewalk.
The cards told me his mother was blamed for his death.
His mother's name is Anna.
Where was she?
She was in the room with him. She was sleeping, and she didn't feel the boy crawl over her.
At the moment of the tragedy, the boy was home with his mother. His father was at work. It was summer and very hot. The window was open.
They had a couch by the window, and so he climbed on top of the couch, and then to the windowsill, and...
She only woke up to the screaming.
Most probably, yes.
The little boy's death ruined the family. After a while, Anna and her husband divorced, and the grieving mother moved out of the building that brought her so much pain.
This is very weird. But the Raven Man is connected to the boy's death, too. We need to work in the apartment where the tragedy occurred.
The psychics and Olena climbed to the 5th floor.
I don't feel any negative energy coming from there. Wait, my jinns are telling me that the answer is on the rooftop. The Raven Man is up there. There he is standing.
I feel a tremor going from my hair to my legs, and it's so freezing cold that I have cramps.
He says he doesn't want to kill, but he has to do it. He's showing me something. There's something here. I feel the stench of blood. Jana, look! It's been here for a long time. Jana, be careful.
My God. A bird. A crow's skull, wings, feathers, and soil. So eerie.
These are the remnants of the black bird, and the soil is from a grave. It's a death charm.
Oh my God, who could have done this?
The dead boy's mother did it.
Valentine's mother. Dear God.
It's a ritual on a grave. A summoning of a young man's spirit. A woman is carrying it out. And the bird was a ransom. The bird had been killed. Something went wrong during the ritual, and ever since, the spirit of the man from the grave on which the woman carried out the ritual has been locked in the dead bird.
Anna made him a killer.
But why would she bring so many tragedies?
She wanted revenge.
Because she was blamed of her son's death.
Everyone blamed her. People thought it was her fault. Everybody turned away from her.
And she also blamed herself for her son's death.
And on top of that, she heard other people's accusations.
I'm afraid to imagine the pain the poor mother felt after her little son died. And the people's talks only tore her heart further, killing her. She withdrew into herself and started changing.
Yes, yes.
She began losing her mind little by little because she saw her little son. He haunted her.
The woman decided to use magic to avenge on her peers and friends who had turned their backs on her. This is why she hid the charm on the rooftop right above your apartments. When you suffer from guilt, the last thing you want is deprecation. The deprecation from her closest people made her do it. Each person who tried to accuse the woman died.
Yes.
We're talking about the woman, but I don't feel her among the living.
The one she loved killed her.
She started living with her new partner. He beat her badly, and he eventually beat her up to death.
God, it's terrible. The spirit of the Raven Man provoked her death too.
If we don't stop him, he'll continue killing.
Help us, please.
I needed to carry out the ritual to release the man's spirit from the dead bird.
After that, he can return to the world of the dead, and he won't kill anyone.
I'll take the charm and I'll descend. I need soil.
I will remain here to clean the building of the destructive spell.
The spirit is free.
I neutralized the spell and set protection on all the residents of the building. Nothing is threatening you or your neighbors anymore.
Thank you so much.
It isn't said without a reason. Before you accuse someone of something, you must first take the path they took. In this story, many people paid with their lives for the deprecation of the poor woman.